There are several factors that motivate faculty to adopt open educational resources, or OER, in their courses. The impact of OER extends beyond cost savings for students, and listening to faculty about what motivates them to adopt OER is key in order to develop programs and initiatives to reach them. Faculty benefit from using OER because it creates greater flexibility in course design, allows them to take control of the content in their courses, emphasizes continuous improvement, and enhances student engagement.
I encourage them to get out there listening to the faculty needs, listening to their vision. It's not one approach, one tactic for every faculty. Some are concerned about the key, about the cost and the dollar signs, but for others, it's about the content or being able to adapt or being able to put their own spin on things. So talking with faculty, but just also listening to them.
We had to kind of drill down and figure out tactically what worked. So we had to figure out what were the key faculty drivers. And the drivers could be adoption of new textbooks, introducing new materials, cost, and incentive structures. So we had to figure out the correct incentive for each person, because some people are driven not by the fact that you're going to put dollar sign in front of it, but by the fact that spending some time building a well-curated OER course not only saves the student money, but also gives them the personal satisfaction of being in the creator's seat.
Nick Webb, professor of English at McLennan Community College, shares how using OER in his courses transformed course design and student engagement.
Right when I thought I had it figured out, there's way too much content in that book. There were 70% of the chapters we never even got to. More than 50% of the book. I didn't have time, otherwise we would not be writing in my writing class. We would just be taking textbook quizzes all the time and reading. So I felt bad, and my students also on course evaluations pointed out, we don't really use the textbook very much. We don't use all the textbook. And so I wondered, how can I actually use the textbook better? And then I was encouraged by my college to begin to think a little bit more about teaching maybe without the textbook. The possibility that you could choose your own content was a revolution to me. It was an idea that I had thought, that was not what a textbook is. A textbook is teach the book. Who was I to decide what could or couldn't be in my course? Well, I began to realize I was the perfect person to understand what could or could not be in my course, because it would or would not impact my students effectively.
When working with faculty, Nathan Smith, Department Chair of Philosophy at Houston City College, highlights how the use of OER allows faculty to focus on their expertise as a course instructor.
Why don't you regain control over your course? Let's assume the role of the subject matter expert who is really designing and implementing an original course for your students. And you can do that when you use OER because you command the content. You're developing and modifying and adding to the content. It's your course, you own it in a very real sense, both from a copyright licensing perspective, but from the standpoint of really getting in and tinkering with the content in the course. So I think that's really empowering for people.
These OER advocates illustrate the importance of listening to faculty about what motivates them to adopt OER. Naming a few key drivers for adopting OER includes cost savings for students, up-to-date materials, flexible course design, and reclaiming your course as the subject matter expert. What are yours?